All right, so after the city of London was rocked by yet another deadly terror attack, President Trump, well, he's leading the way in calling for the world to unite and defeat radical Islamic terror. Now, yesterday, President Trump delivered this very powerful message. Let's take a look.
The United States will do everything in our power to assist the United Kingdom and its citizens as they work to protect their country and to bring those that are guilty to justice. This bloodshed must end. This bloodshed will end. As president, I will do what is necessary to prevent this threat from spreading to our shores and work every single day to protect the safety and security of our country, our communities, and our people.
Why is that so hard to comprehend? And earlier this morning, in a series of tweets, President Trump renewed his call for a travel ban that is being held up in the courts, of course, because of judge shopping. He wrote, quote, "People, the lawyers, and the courts can call it whatever they want, but I'm calling it what we need and what it is, and that's a travel ban." The Justice Department should have stayed with the original travel ban, not the watered-down, politically correct version they submitted to the Supreme Court. The Justice Department should ask for an expedited hearing of the watered-down travel ban before the Supreme Court and then seek a much tougher version. In any event, we are extreme vetting people coming into the U.S. in order to help keep our country safe. The courts are slow and they're political. Now, the president is dead on right. Instead of doing nothing and hoping that the problem of radical Islamic terrorism is just going to somehow go away all on its own, it is time for the United States and the world to be proactive. It's time to do everything we can do as a country to prevent the types of attacks that we're seeing in Europe and seeing right here in America. Now, watch this. Channel 4 in England. This is mind-blowing. They are reporting that one of the London terror suspects actually appeared in what was a year-long documentary that was called The Jihadis Next Door. Other major news organizations like the New York Times and CNN and Sky News and several British outlets are also reporting that the suspect was actually in the film. This went on a year. It's like live TV. It's crazy. Anyway, British Metropolitan Police are refusing to confirm if the suspect did in fact appear in the documentary, but earlier today, Channel 4 put a video on its Facebook page that features a scene from this documentary. Really? Real lives of the jihadis? Take a look at this.
Anyone got compass? Guys, tell me the Qibla, please. Come on. Somebody tell me the Qibla.
Anyone got a smartphone?
Guys, sort out the Qibla, bud. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Just want to speak to you. We've had a call from a member of the public saying what? That you may have had someone had an ISIS-looking flag on them. You're detained.
Detained for what?
You're detained for the purpose of search.
What search? You're not searching me. Are you insane? Search.
Search for what?
Why are you touching him for?
What offence? What offence?
What purpose of search?
Which member of the public? You're lying! You're lying!
No, I'm not.
You're a liar!
You're all detained.
Yes.
For the purposes of a search.
Okay.
Under Section
For a
44 of
flag.
the Terrorism
Where's
Act.
You're lying now!
The only English white person who's a non-Muslim was part of our group. But because he's white and he's English, he can go. But all of us that were just praying, we have to stay. This is the reality.
This is the reality.
This is the reality. Don't forget all the laws and all this. This is the reality.
There's no reason for us to be detained now. There's no evidence.
We were just praying. We can't pray as well.
And do you know what? I'm going to now start searching you. You're detained for the purpose of the search.
Don't touch me, man.
Now, we will have more on this later in the program today, and also tonight, the Destroy Trump propaganda media and the left are ignoring the dangers that are posed by radical Islamic terrorists. Now, some in the Destroy Trump media, and this is unbelievable, they're actually attacking the president, and they're trying to downplay this vicious terror attack. Take a look at this.
Is the president trying to provoke a domestic terrorist attack with this Twitter rant, because only to prove himself right?
What is the risk? There's certainly a risk of underreaction, but is there any risk of overreaction, of deploying too much? You know, as we've been watching all of this live coming into our satellite center here in New York City and then beaming it out from London, is there ever a point where you go, well, that's too much?
I really wish someone, in the name of national security, that someone will just change the password on his Twitter account, and so he could be locked out, because what he is doing is erratic, it's dangerous, and it's also just false.
Really provoking an attack, others questioning if the London police went too far. Well, how else do you stop these people? Then, of course, there's the mayor of London. Now, he's facing very heavy criticism for this ridiculous statement. Watch this.
Londoners will see an increased police presence today and over the course of the next few days. No reason to be alarmed. One of the things the police and all of us need to do is make sure we're as safe as we possibly can be. I'm reassured that we are one of the safest global cities in the world, if not the safest global city in the world. But we always evolve and review ways to make sure that we remain as safe as we possibly can.
Really? No reason to be alarmed? Now, that type of politically correct statement is the exact opposite of what is needed in the world right now. That's why President Trump was quick to call out the mayor of London, and it's why the president is speaking out and refusing to capitulate to these radical Islamists. Then, of course, there's former Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice. And yesterday she said, oh, there's not really much that we can do to prevent these types of terror attacks from happening. Really? Watch this.
We are battling ISIS in Syria and Iraq, Al-Qaeda and ISIS in Afghanistan, and we see elements of the terrorist threat in all parts of the world, from Africa to the Middle East to Southeast Asia. We need to remain very focused on dealing with that threat, but at the same time we need to recognize that there will be homegrown extremists in all of our countries, and there is no easy way to predict and defeat every single one of them. And so we have to strengthen our intelligence, our law enforcement, and work together with critical partners like the United Kingdom.
After 8 years of your administration being unable to acknowledge radical Islamic terrorism, we need lectures from you? I don't think so.